I'm James, and welcome back to Storytime with James. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. All right, this one's called Father and Son. Yes, look, a father may not have you by your hand all the time, but he'll always have your back. Okay? Always have your back. Look, I encountered something today uh, at my job, There was a father and son who got on the elevator. You know, they got on the elevator and they was discussing something when they went on the elevator. And then all of a sudden it led into a brawl, all out brawl. Yes. And after that, after I broke it up, broke them up, and it was terrible to me to see a father and son fighting like that. Now, the in the father's defense, his son, he brought his son to the hotel. I guess his father had a convention or something, and he brought his son with him. And his son was older, so his son was like maybe 20 something, And they got on the elevator and started fighting. And the father, it wasn't about who won the fight, because they both lost the fight, because you shouldn't be fighting your father, and your father shouldn't be fighting you. But I don't know what the son said or what, but they were brawling in there. And okay, the son had blood coming out of his head and stuff like that. But I know his father was sorry for that. He felt bad about that. But so I took the son to the bathroom and was cleaning his wound. And I talked to him. I said, "Look, this is terrible, man. A father and son fighting. You shouldn't do that. You should never do that, man. You should never do that. Because your father had your back all the time when you was growing up. You know, you should show him a little respect. And he said, but man, something. He said something. I forget what he said, but I told him, look, you should always respect your father. You know, because if that's your father and he been with you this long, it's kind of idiotic to fight him. You don't think back when you were a kid or nothing like that. And he said, yeah, I think back to, and I can smell alcohol on his breath. So the son went out and was drinking. So that's mostly what started everything. And I guess the father was trying to tell him how he was wrong for doing that, and that's what happened. But and then after I talked with him and cleaned his wound and everything like that, he went and hugged his father and kissed him. He went he went and hugged him, and he said he was sorry, you know, and that was beautiful. That really touched me right there, because I can't imagine fighting my own son. I can't imagine that. I cannot imagine fighting my own son. Unless he was totally out of pocket. Now, forget that. Now, I'm not gonna sit there like no sucker and let my son uh, jump on me and stuff like that. So no, but as men get older, they tend to let themselves go. So keep yourself in shape. Keep yourself in shape, and don't let one of these little boys call themselves trying to fight you or trying to put you in check or something like that. Now, if you done wrong, then I can see your son saying something to you. But full out fighting you, No, it's not nothing. Nothing should make you want to fight your father. You can leave. You can leave the area. You know, just leave. He can't hold you because you're grown. But when you get older and get a little bigger and try to assert yourself on to your father, try to fight him, that's not right. So whatever he said, whatever he says about his father is null and void to me, you know. But now, if his father did something physically wrong to him when he was growing up over and over and over and over, then I can see him trying to fight. But no matter what, how old you get, your father still needs to get respect. You know, some things you just can't say. My father made me mad sometimes, but I never went off and tried to fight him. Never, because that's the way it is. You ain't supposed to fight your father. Never supposed to fight your father. You know, or fight your brother. You know, so it just made me feel some kind of way inside seeing a father and son fighting. You know, now it looked like the father was defending himself. So that's it. You know, like I said, you got to defend yourself. Don't let nobody jump you. Nobody, not even your son. If they get mad or something like that at you and can't come up in your face like they want to fight you, then you got to do what you got to do, you know. But you don't got to go overboard with it. But you can push them out your face or something, you know. But me on myself, I strike fear in their heart when they're young. I strike fear in their heart while they're young. So when they get older, they they really think about not trying me, you know. Don't try me. You see? Man. Well, that's all I had to say, you know. But that really kind of hurt me to see a father. And then father looked sad too. So no matter how old you get, he's always going to be your dad, okay? He's always going to be your dad. So get over it. All right? All right, you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. And hit that bell notification. Hit that bell notification so that you know every time I drop another video. And share, share, share. Share my videos with your family. Share my videos with your friends. Share my videos with your loved ones. And even share it with your enemies. Okay, you guys. Peace. Adios. Salaam. Make sure you honor thy mother and thy father. Okay?